Hello everybody, we have a new build on the channel. We're going to go over support Ashe. This is going to be focusing around tanking, having large HP, healing, and being a utility member of the team. But before we get into the guide, please consider liking, subscribing to the channel so you don't miss out on new Evil Dead videos to come, because I have a lot more on the way. So just a background on support Ashe, I'm going to go over some of his abilities before we go into the build. So his Reassuring Presence is his active ability. So whenever it's activated, the ability reduces the fear levels for you and your nearby teammates. So what you're going to find a lot with this character as we go through the build is that you're going to have to do a lot of positioning. You're going to have to stay very close to your teammates or in close proximity when you're looting, so you can actually get the full utility out of his active ability and his healing. Another close proximity part of his build is his alternative healing ability, and successful heavy melee attacks partially restore health for you and your nearby teammates. So you're going to need to use your heavy attacks with melee weapons, and that will actually heal your teammates. What I like to do is to get a small melee weapon like a knife or a hand axe and use that to get as many heavy attacks as I can so I can heal my group rapidly. Sometimes it's even beneficial to use something like a sledgehammer to hit multiple enemies at once if you don't have access to a knife. The next ability is Mark Target Damage. So this is actually including headshots into the build, and that will make the target's follow-up shot from a teammate will deal additional damage. So this could be good if you are staying kind of outside the battle, but you kind of want to get into the thick of it and probably use more of your heavy melee attacks. But there are certain situations where you can get a nice headshot in and then move in to do some heavy melee attacks, all the while your teammates getting some bonus off the headshot perk. And then the level 25 perk is Mark Target Healing. So headshots that you make a follow-up shot from a teammate will restore a percentage of the damage back to them as health. So this is pretty cool, because if you can land a headshot and they can follow up an attack, they'll actually get healed by around 30% of the damage that they dealt. So getting onto the build itself, I'm focusing a lot on healing and health. So there's not going to be a lot of damage perks with this one. Most of this is going to be utility. So this might not be the perfect build to use in solo queue, as you might not have coordination with all your teammates. But if you're willing to follow your teammates around with this build, you can actually get ahead a lot in health and team fights and really not have to worry about too much of the enemy whittling your health bars down. Starting off is the Shemps Plus. The Shemps Kohler restores more health. So if you weren't aware, supports actually give their health bonuses to their teammates when they use a health item. So if you use a Shemps, then your teammates also get healed by the Shemps that you use. So it's also very good to be staying close proximity when you're using healing items, so you can give your teammates the benefits too. So the Shemps giving 4 ticks actually adds 30% more healing onto that, which is very good and useful. Moving down to the next part, this is more so just to get to the fear reduction. The long life battery gives you an extra 15%, but that's not something that is as important as the next piece, Fear No Evil. The flat 20% fear reduction is something that you can use to manage your fear, as well as your Q active to help your teammate overcome their fear to keep you in the fight. The next row down is going on the shield. You will have to utilize a lot of armor and find a lot of amulets, but it will pay off, because a lot of the times when I play this build, most of the time my teammates don't even get below shield. It is a very effective build if you can get your teammates piling together and you can stack these amulets onto your teammates. So this just increases the maximum amounts of amulets you can carry by 1. The next one actually reduces the incoming damage on your shields by 10%. And then the last one actually improves the length of the shield bars. So this actually has a really nice synergy with each other if you go all the way through the tree. The last section is focusing on health and Shemps. Part of the reason why I don't utilize the abilities like when you revive a teammate and when you revive a teammate restore health or restore fear, I don't think this is very optimal, just because it's very inconsistent that you can get this off. I'm more focused on straight stat bonuses and straight utility. So just because you might be able to get a pickup on your teammate every once in a while and give them some extra health, I would much rather us have a spare shemps cola to heal them all the way up whenever they get back on their feet from another teammate or yourself. That just seems to make more sense to me because it's more useful in different scenarios. So moving on to deep pockets, I actually increase the maximum amount of shemps I can carry, and if you have a coordinated team, they can actually leave the shemps for you. That way you can give that group healing to all your team. Next is packing pop. Start the match with an extra shemps cola. I actually have this max, so I start with 2 extra shemps, which is very useful again in any stage of the game to get that group mentality where you can heal the whole team. And this last one just kind of adds to the benefit of Ash himself, making him a little tankier. This increases his maximum health by 25%, and it just lets him stay in the fight and have some more sustain. So by this, he has lengthened shield bars and lengthened health. He can be hard to kill if you're optimal with your placement of your heals and you stay out of harm's way. So that's currently the build that I have with support Ash. If you have any questions on this build, or if you'd like to see a different build, please let me know in the comments on what survivor you'd like to see build for next. And don't forget, please subscribe to the channel. I have more Evil Dead the Game videos coming, and I would hate for you to miss out on them. Thanks for watching.